Take my own and little burden. I can take you away somewhere strange and heaven.
You disagree with Hassan Piker, the arbiter of correct opinions of the internet. I do not have that many videos. I have like 100 videos in the span of like a decade. You could go randomize and click on any of those videos, and you wouldn't be able to tell if it was made today or 10 years ago. Honestly, I shouldn't be bragging about, but okay, my point is I haven't changed that much. And the things I have changed my mind about, I'm very open about. The way he's framing people changing their mind, changing their political opinions over time as like a bad thing is bizarre, especially as a guy whose goal is, I assume, to change people's minds politically. He's totally for people changing their minds politically, but only when they change their mind to agree with him. He supports people changing their mind as new information presents itself. He supports idols apologizing for the crime of being funny 5 years ago. But when it comes to me changing my mind on like 3 things over the course of a decade, that's bad. But yes, I've changed on a few things, obviously. From the ages 23 to 35, yes, your opinions are going to change a little sometimes. No way, really? Like, you probably don't believe the same things you believed like 10 years ago. No, absolutely not. Well, I think in that video that you talked about, like a couple of months ago, you were like, I had a baby, and then I lived in the city, and then I was like, what, baby safety and putting money into the police? Isn't that bad, you guys? I mean, that was different when you were like 20 or 25. Exactly. When I was living in like sheltered suburbs, I was like, hey, Chad, the police. And then you're an adult with a child and you live in the city. And it's like, oh, actually, no. We need more police. Never mind. I just confuse terminally left right brain people. I always have. Hyperpartisan people absolutely hate me because they can't just like put me into a neat little box and then smash that box with a hammer. Hassan usually can wave away critics like, oh, they're just an Israel shell, they're just a Zionist. He can't do that with me. He can waves them away by calling them neocons or neoliberals. He can't do that with me. Alt-right incels. He can't do that with me. So what does he do? He malfunctions and starts calling me emo. Like, okay, man, you got me. Emo is when eyeliner, I guess. In the hyper-partisan mind, it is completely impossible to hold several non-contradictory opinions at the same time, like wanting free healthcare, but also wanting a strong border. Like, to me, those aren't contradictory whatsoever. In fact, that works together. You don't want to override your healthcare system, right? Your focus should be American citizens. Like, in their mind, like Denmark doesn't exist, right? They think like, oh, if you think unions are important, you must also be for minors having HRT. Like, no, you believe in public transportation. You also have to believe in abolishing prisons. Like, no, sorry, no. I don't know how my ideology is confusing. I don't know how they see that as like flip-flopping or being a grifter. When to me, it's common sense stuff. Like, you can't have a country in decay like this. You can't. It will not be fixed by people like Hassan telling young men not to aspire for anything and saying stupid shit, like telling people it's cool to steal. Would you steal people?
I'm pro stealing for big corporations.
Like, what in the fucking LARP is that? Yeah, stealing is so cool, dude. Let's just steal from big corporations so those big corporations will.
Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you mainly just want to know if things are going to end up being okay between the two of you due to the little bit of a dispute between both of your ability to commit. Going by your cards, the magician in the primary position does show that both of you have a lot of potential together, and it seems like both of you are very keen about it. Like, you both are able to tap into it quite well. The star is a very positive indicator in the secondary position, showing that both of you will persevere through this and will end up maintaining connection. However, Three of Swords in the final position in reverse is showing that if you were to neglect this issue and not have another heart-to-heart, like a follow-up, then things could take a bit of a negative turn. But it looks like both of you are going to end up having that take place. So once again, the overall rating is that both of you will be right. Now, if you want to know how things look between the two of you towards the end of summer, as well as any other issues that may come up, you can give me a call or send me a message. I picked my fate, carried my own, and made it a weapon. I can really think it's so stranger than heaven.
As an emo girl, 4chan guys who are now 38 years old want a fap to me.
Wait, fortunately, I said a fab for me? Well, wait, I thought that's super cool and progressive to have like an army of men who sing for you online. That's not very good, Sarah. First of all, I like how he used the word fab. It's so old, isn't it? It's like,
Carry my
come on,
own,
give it the time.
made
Should
it
have
a
left in 2016
weapon.
song.
My name is John Kelly, and I'm here to tell you that John Atkins is going to keep your energy bills low. John Atkins is going to hold utility companies accountable. He's going to put Louisiana families and Louisiana consumers first. And I am so proud to be endorsing John Atkins.
15-hour stream, I think that's good enough.
You wash your whole body every day, so why don't you wash your whole mouth? Whisper me and wash your mouth. You ain't gonna find no deals like this nowhere else.
Never mind. There's nothing I need. There's no reason for me to kill this stream, so whatever.
I know.
Maybe you got it too. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
If this was said by anyone else, he would be calling it misogynistic and sexist. But it's being said by someone with the hive mind approved opinion, so it's okay. It's called dark woke, Chud. We decided to become more hypocritical and annoying. You wouldn't get it. If I was getting paid for men to fap to me like many of his friends and ex-girlfriend porn star do for a living, that would be fine. He would support it. But since I don't do that and I'm just like a normal YouTuber, it's a way to insult and degrade me. It is interesting though how Hassan uses unfuckable as an insult to hurl towards men and as an insult to hurl towards women. Those bell books that once argued that patriarchy harms men by reducing their worth to status and conquest, while women are harmed by being reduced to only their desirability and being conquered. You should not be getting feminism mobbed by someone who does not call themselves a feminist, Hassan. Not a good look, buddy. And also, bro, you thirst trap more than I ever have in my entire life. You are on the cover of JQ. JQ? You are on the cover of GQ in a hot tub. I will put the picture up there as censored as I can. Just to shield everyone's eyes. Like a rubber ducky on his baby. You were spread eagle in the magazine. Let me read this to you. Let me read what this journalist said. Are you ready for this? Here's how Hassan Piker starts each day, working out, shooting the shit. It's Monday, 8:30 a.m., and we're in the backyard of a house in West Hollywood, where there's a makeshift private gym with benches, pull-down machines, and dumbbells galore. This is where 34-year-old political influencer keeps his thirsted after body fit. What? By the way, written by a male, too. And I'm just like, I would have thought it was, yes, I'm pretty sure. He strips his shirt off. An army of girls and gays. There's would kill to be where I am now, next to Piker as he pants in a pair of neon shorts with black Calvin Klein boxers poking out. Socialist, by the way. Sunlight glistening off the sweat beading on his chest. And So when it's women and gays thirsting after you, then it's a good thing. But God forbid straight men find you attractive. This is the dude that has to keep his girlfriend a secret, like some kind of K-pop star, so he can like be e-boyfriend for his parasocial female fans. I'm always talking about being married, like when I'm in a relationship, I'm talking about being in a relationship, whatever. I'm the whore, not the one playing e-boyfriend. Look, you're covered up. You can make the argument with me. When people say like, oh well, she's just a pair of anime tits on the screen. Okay, fair point. However, Shu doesn't even like have anything that she wears in her YouTube videos that are like revealing. Like she's very moderate. Wait, I'm sorry, my dad is calling. Wait, Dad, put me on the phone. Hey, we're busy. The left in a mega body, bro. That always stuck with me. A progressive mind and a mega body. What does it even mean by that? Being attractive and eating healthy and working out is right wing. What the f are we smoking? For like a good 3 years, there was this really weird campaign to make Hassan Piker like the face of progressive masculinity in a bizarre attempt to move men to the left. A progressive in a MAGA body, they said, which like, what the fuck do they mean by that? Hey guys, we're not all ugly, just genic freaks. Look, there's one of us who's attractive. What? Mr. Piker's success on camera, in some part, has been aided by the fact that he is, by conventional standards, a very handsome man. He is 6 feet 4 inches tall and built like a professional athlete, a square jaw, a beard, and a head of thick dark hair. There's the one aspect many of my haters can't shake, Mr. Piker said of his appearance in a Twitch broadcast last year. They can't turn around and be like, you're not hot. Indeed, tens of thousands of viewers may watch his videos for his political views, but many also tune in for their view of Mr. Piker himself, whose social media profiles are littered with suggestive images of his muscly body in states of undress, or thirst traps, as the pictures are known. Some of his fans scrape, screenshot, clip, and repackage them into fan cams that travel across the internet, glorifying Mr. Piker's appearance and indirectly his beliefs. That is yet again another mainstream article saying one of the only reasons people watch Hassan is because he's attractive, and that he uses his appearance and thirst traps to gain a following. So is he like projecting onto me? Is that what this is? Is he like insecure about his thirst traps and his reputation of being nothing but eye candy? And listen, I'm not delusional, okay? Obviously, your looks can help take you further in life, online and offline. Like, if I was morbidly obese or hideously ugly, I probably wouldn't have...
Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you want to know, basically, if there's a future with this woman named Cheryl. Now, going by your cards, 9 of Cups in the primary position does show that there is potential between the two of you. Now, the main problem is shown in 9 of Pentacles. With it being in the secondary position, it's showing that there is a lack of true security or safety between the two of you, which you kind of already have alluded to. 5 of Wands in the final position is also warning that due to third parties connected to both of you, that there is a high likelihood of more drama to come between the two of you. So I'd say that there is something of a future with you and Cheryl, but there's going to be a lot of adversity and a lot of issues that can cause instability. Now, if you'd like further guidance on how to navigate these coming problems, as well as both of your compatibilities, you can give me a call or send me a message. Huh? Who is this? Who the hell is this? Ghost. Oh, I didn't turn my thing on.
People like this.
Say it. Teacher too stupid as he made fun of his Gucci shirt. Like you can literally see him scanning his chat. Offensive characters like Predator for insults, right? This is so lazy. I find it more compelling when someone deconstructs why you're being stupid. I swear, if he
I'm in
had
Discord, you know me,
thought it
I'm
was
in
okay,
Japan.
he would obviously
Ah,
never
yes.
your girl. Stupid.
I know
Woman,
exactly
he's fighting
who
his
you are.
bro, like instincts.
You sure have a lot of
Reverting
time.
back to bro tips, Hassan Piker.
You sure got a lot of time to stop by my streams all the time. Well, not stop by my streams, but I've noticed you coming around me. I couldn't help but notice. You have such a unique aura. What am I talking? I'm LARPing as a swinger couple who say, "I've noticed you across the bar, me and my wife." Or is it me and my husband? Oh my god. It's 10 a.m. right now, just saying hi. It's Frida. What am I talking about? Nothing. I was just having a flashback to something. So I usually have a lot of flashbacks because I have ESP. So sometimes I just be talking. Enjoy my day. I'll see you later. Oh my god.
A typical day at Floreal is pretty easy on my part. It's a well-oiled machine, and I come in and just make sure everything is up to standard. So the biggest challenge with the team before we started using Homebase was knowing if team members were showing up for their shifts on time. With Homebase, at least, we always know when people clock in and when they clock out, so I can look at my phone and say, oh, we're ready to open. Homebase makes it really easy to schedule. It's easy to drag and drop, replicate schedules. It's just made everything simple and easy all in one place.
Because
a car that doesn't make you feel recognized is a car that stops short of amazing. Now, at my end, I can fully see. My last case opened in me a new fear, a real fear, a fear of myself, what I am, and of what I've always been.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you the latest in cosmic horror.
Oh my god. Oh, fuck. No!
I now walk in the shadows between worlds, and it is there I have finally glimpsed upon what lives in the dark corners of the earth.
Depersonalization launched for English-speaking audiences in 2024, but its original release date stretches back to late 2022 in China. It's billed as a game that captures the essence of the Cthulhu mythos. So I've got a couple characters here. This is Simon. He's pretty normal. Oh, there's Bird. Weird name, but sure. And this is Yummy. Say that shit again. Now! It may not be pretty, but it is confusing, and we love a good mystery. I love asking why, openly, verbally, several times a session even. But to be fair, it's cosmic horror. That's what we're paying for. Actually, what are we paying for? This is a sample of the Steam trailer. It's highly stylized, aesthetically interesting, evocative, mysterious. Look!
There were monsters too.
And to be clear, none of these assets appear in-game. They were purely created for the sake of to sell and update. And while some of those characters are represented in-game, this never comes back. So instead, we get, I go as far as calling it blatant misrepresentation. You know, Little Goody Two-Shoes had a good trailer too, except those assets actually appeared in-game. So who did this? And why? Meow Nature is a Chinese indie studio, though their only currently credited game is And is anyone available to send them to? I think they might be dying for real. It's a small group with minimal resources. It's hard to be cruel to this kind of team, except when they ask for it. I actually think this counts as criminal harassment. Of course, I fully intend to press charges of financial compensation. Thankfully, my boy Phoenix Wright is in the game. And by Phoenix Wright, I mean Saul Goodman.
Wait, is this? Ever wondered why God created snakes before lawyers? Because he needed practice.
Guys, I'm trapped in meme hell. Like, you took the two meme lawyers and referenced them at the same time. What if Dr. House had a practice like Dr. Faust? Think of all the wacky antics they could have. Maybe I'm getting salty over nothing. Or maybe this is the exactly correct so depersonalization might look a bit a little quaint, but hold on to your hats now. It's also the closest video game relative to Chaos Team's Call of Cthulhu's tabletop RPG. There is no punchline, and it might be surprising in everything, but at the very least, it plays well. Game fun. The big issue with Cthulhu games, all of them really, is that none of them go all the way. Never really quite sell the premise. And that's no slight. Call of Cthulhu, Dark Corners of the Earth is plenty Lovecraftian. It's even light on violence for a big chunk of the run. It does maybe the best job of any other game.
I'm sorry.
You also kill more than one deity you really have no business killing. In the RPG, you'd just be dead. 2018's Call of Cthulhu is beautiful. It captures the vibe in high definition, but struggles as a game. It's not action-y enough for action, not RPG enough for tabletop. It's stuff pleasing no one except fans of the aesthetic. The Sinking City is gorgeous, actiony, and interesting, but suffers in so many small ways and relies so much on combat. The guys in the books aren't gunning down hordes of flesh beasts, dude. They're going insane. Still, these games are fun and unique. This one is too. Depersonalization is actively unconcerned with appealing to the sensibilities of Lovecraft fans, casually uses the mythos as inspiration only, interprets core features with reckless abandon, but sticks strictly within TTRPG territory. Regardless of everything, it knows what it wants to be. It's a video game. It has fun doing it. So I think it's worth looking at. I'm in my 30s, man. The playgroup doesn't get together for D&D anymore. We're not meeting up weekly and role-playing in a basement. We're paying bills and worrying about retirement. Nothing this game could throw at me could scare me more. Okay, that's pretty close. The thing plays well. Here's the thing, so this will be some folks' introduction to tabletop systems, even if it's it's naturally engaging to inhabit a character's stats, try your luck at all kinds of skill checks, interface with the world. And since there aren't any competing players to suck up the DM's time, no role players or yap lords, just you and the slot machine. Yes, I will roll this for fun. In the era of sports betting and gacha games, why not pick up a TTRPG? No gambling, none of the life-altering consequences.
How is that possible? No, I can't. It's impossible.
Jeez, man, lighten up a bit. I once saw a guy sitting outside a casino in Japan looking like he lost everything. You'd have to go home.
Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know when you'll find your soulmate. Going by your cards, the Emperor in the primary position in reverse is showing that right now you aren't really in top form for finding someone that meaningful. Now, what this means is you still have a lot of personal growing to do, which it does show that over the course of the next year, you will go over a drastic evolution in terms of your personality and the things that you bring to the table, which this is shown in the Chariot card. Knight of Pentacles does show in the final position that at the end of that year, you will come across someone who will end up being your soulmate. So a year from today would be around the time that I would expect you to meet this special someone. If you want to know what other traits this soulmate has, so you can better look out for when they arrive, as well as any issues that may come up between the two of you, you can give me a call or send me a message.
Real module. It details Anand's backstory and sets up the conflict between Yog-Sothoth and Avourgamot. The gist is, Anand was a kid born into a family with an occult history and ultimately needs to sever his ties to the material realm, quite literally erase himself from ever existing, to give his family a peaceful future, take up the mantle of Starkey, the only being able to influence various broken timelines to preserve the universe. You don't think making that guy stab himself is bad for the timeline, do you? You learn a lot playing this tutorial stage, and it does a good job of making the other modules look cooler than they are. Its personalization isn't primarily focused on horror. They say as much on their Steam page, mystery and wonder are equally as important to the storytellers as fear. But when you sign up for Cthulhu, you kind of want fear. Just a pinch, just a clench of the sphincter. Look, I'm well and truly bothered by enough of the very real existential issues facing the world today. Like, at least give me the option to pretend there's weird fish deep. And the tutorial does capture the Lovecraft vibe. I was confronted by this lurching bandit monster as a defenseless child and actually felt myself having fun. I lit a carpet on fire at one point to keep enemies at bay. This is almost as good as it gets for the rest of the game. Outside of a few specific moments in later modules, developer notes make it clear that personalization is intended to be a game where player choices influence the world, and they do, but it's not nearly as interactive. Meaningfully interactive as the whole carpet ignition situation suggests. Now, you gotta understand that since most players will play alone, depersonalization is softer than some tabletop-style games. Gambling, or at least taking risks, is half the joy. One time I lost a finger touching an artifact suspended in a beam of light. It's great. Handling problems however you can, having things fall apart. But I don't care about my character. That's the DM's problem now. In tabletop, you're not necessarily meant to be the main character, but a person in the world. Even if a lot of your own fantasies about being the main character. So depersonalization has a luck system. You start with 100 luck points and spend them during a module to reroll results or boost your chances of succeeding in action. It's an all.
Alright, while I'm driving back still, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about, and it was from a voice critical video, and it's about James Charles. And I know I'm gonna get so much hate for this video. I don't give a fuck though, because obviously everyone hates James Charles. Like, I mean, obviously I don't like him either. You know, he's a fucking clown, weird as hell, and he's like, on minors and shit. So yeah, I don't fuck with him. Don't get this twisted. But nonetheless, I'm probably gonna get some hate for this, and I don't give a shit. So, I wanted to point out something in human nature and power dynamics that I feel like no one else talks about again. So I was watching a voice critical video where he basically addresses how James Charles went on this rant on Twitter because someone asked him for money. Because someone was like,
Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you mainly just want to know why he didn't end up choosing you. Now, going by your cards, the Hermit in the primary position is showing me that Joe was someone who ultimately couldn't allow himself to grow closer to someone who would actually challenge him in his world beliefs or how he felt things should be. The Devil in the secondary position in reversed also shows that he also couldn't really control his most basal desires. So from this, it's looking like he, rather than being guided by more logical and practical things when it comes to choosing a partner, he went for what seemed to be the easiest and most fun in the moment. The Five of Cups in the final position in reverse is showing, however, that due to his decisions, he will find himself greatly disappointed in the near future. So I would expect him to contact you again in the remainder of this year, but I would want you to be careful because he is someone who definitely doesn't know how to control himself, and he follows the bad kind of gut feelings. So I think he did you a favor by removing himself from your life that intimately. Now, if you'd like to know how things look between the two of you around summertime, as well as any other issues that may arise, you can give me a call or send me a message. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if you'll get the job offer and will you succeed on it. Going by your cards, the Hierophant in the primary position does confirm that you will end up getting the job offer. Page of Cups is showing that you will succeed at the endeavor. However, what I think you need to be careful about is shown in the Two of Pentacles. With it being in the final position, it's warning you that you should make sure that you're not overloading your itinerary. And by that, it means that even though you're someone with a lot of aspirations and a lot of things you want to do, make sure you're not overloading your schedule, because burnout is very real and experiencing it can really rock the quality of your various works, including this. Now, if you want to know how things look for you during summer, as well as any other problems that may arise, you can give me a call or send me a message. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you mainly want to know if Chris will ever come around for the baby or support him. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if Chris will ever come around for the baby or support the baby. Going by your cards, the Hermit in the primary position in reverse does show that Chris is already naturally very averse to getting involved with this kind of situation. The King of Wands in the secondary position in reverse is further cementing that I would not count on Chris showing up anytime soon. But Three of Swords in the final position is showing that if we were to go down this road, that he would eventually make an appearance fully within 3 years. Which I know this can sound very grim, but I do think there are ways to fix that timeline. Now, if you'd like more information on how we can best adjust that to where he isn't taking his sweet time to come into the child's life, you can give me a call or send me a message. Oh my God. It's you. Hello. How are you not banned yet? How have they not banned you yet? You are very, very bad. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if you'll hit your weight goal this year. Going by your cards, the World in the primary position is showing that you've already completed a lot of really good work. Four of Cups in the secondary position is showing that there's still a few temptations that are coming your way that will try to get you off track. but you seem to be resilient enough that that won't be a problem. Six of Pentacles in the final position is showing that ultimately you might end up a little bit short of the goal, but you'll have made so much progress that it won't really matter. Now, if you'd like to know what other events you should expect during the rest of this year, as well as any other things you could do to try and get closer to your goal, you can give me a call or send me a message. What do you want to? What did you say? Do you want to watch me make my? Oh my God! You see what I mean? How do you not get in trouble on here when you say such weird, uncouth things? You should be ashamed of yourself. Hello, this is Shanoa. Now, regarding your question, you're wanting to know if Michael is still talking to the girl that he hung out with on Friday. Going by your cards, Wheel of Fortune in the primary position is showing that he definitely is still in contact with this girl. Now, Temperance in the secondary position is showing that things have kind of slowed down between them since then. So it's already showing that the initial interest is starting to wane. The Knight of Cups in the final position in reverse is ultimately saying that naturally they will kind of go their own separate ways eventually, probably within the next week. So I don't think you should really worry there about this becoming a long-term thing. Now, if you'd like to know more about where you and Michael will be during summertime, as well as any other issues that could arise, you can give me a call or send me a message. Do I talk to other psychics? Yes, I do. Why do you ask? We all seem to find each other one way or another. They say stuff about you. What do you mean? Oh, you mean on here? No, I don't talk to any other people on here. The one woman I do know, I don't think she's been on in like 6 months. Why? Why do you ask? What have you been doing exactly?
Am I a bad person just because I recognize how the world works? No. I'm a bad person because of like shit I do, in my fucking car.
Uh-huh.
That's what makes me a bad person.
Well, considering you still have a silver crown, I think you've actually been staying out of trouble, actually.
Yeah, always search for those low-hanging opportunities.
Pushing blood to my head. Uh-huh.
Remember, guys, low-hanging fruit opportunities. And Voice Critical just landed a really solid one with James Charles, dumbass. I'm still gonna get paid for this, I know, but I don't care. I'd rather teach you guys something interesting. But yeah.
Silver crown is bad? It was a silver crown when I last saw you. That was like, what, a month ago? It's been like a month since you've been in my chat.
All right. So, as precisely predicted in the satirical title of the video called "Fleeting Dopamine Spike Before Stacy Ghosted Me," I joked in that video that she was, gonna ghost me eventually. Well, that's precisely what ended up happening. Um, and I think I could have avoided it, but
God.
that's not what we're going to be talking about today. Well, I mean, I guess we are to a degree. Okay, so I had, asked her if she wanted to, go out to dinner or something like that. I say, I'm going to dinner tonight, a little Italy or whatever you should come with. Got ghosted. It was last minute, but that's kind of how I do things. And if, they're busy, then if they're interested, they'll say something like, I can't right now, but, I can tomorrow or something. But I just got ghosted. But obviously, I don't give a fuck. I mean, it was expected. It was a Stacy. Anyway, she had asked me prior to that what I do, and I didn't want to tell her because whenever you get into that conversation of what you do, obviously people could gauge kind of like how much money you make or whatnot. And I never really like to go into that because then it's like compensating, and I don't need to compensate, so I don't like to do that. So instead, I just tried to keep it playful and dodge the question essentially. So like I could have obviously, said, like obviously I could compensate. I drive a Ferrari and an M4 and live in a penthouse in New York City. Like obviously I could compensate like that and have her if I want to, but you see, I just don't have a desire to do that really because I don't need to. Maybe eventually when I'm for sure ready to have a kid and I decide to just prioritize genetics, then at that point maybe I won't give a fuck and I'll just say whatever, I'll take what I can get, even if I have to compensate a little for the sake of my offspring. But right now, we're having a little fun, most of that to be is just having a girl that truly is a better like personality, who you are as a person. And I guess your competency is relevant to like how much money you've made. Coming from money is differently, but if you've had the ability to make money yourself, like I guess that is kind of relevant, but it still comes off as compensated if you lead with that. That's why I never like to lead with money. It just comes off as compensated and makes you look like a beta right away. So that's why I dodged the question. And my hope was that she would, just, like be fine with it, and then we could still do something. But nope, got roasted. Evidently, my genetic material, as is without compensation, was insufficient for the Stacy. But I mean, am I really surprised? Like guys, like I told you, it was literally a Stacy. I was surprised I even got that far. And I mean, guys, I know a Stacy when I see one. This was not. I mean, maybe you'll say Stacy like, but it is what it is. If I wanted to compensate, I could have and probably had the Stacy. But yeah, just don't.
1302. Ain't nobody gay.
Yeah, or whatever.
You know, they can kind of sense when you're doing that nowadays because so many guys are watching dating content and trying this, so they can see right through the facade. This is something that I only saw one other YouTuber actually address so far. But yeah, the best game in 2026 is no game. Just keeping it 100% natural and not trying anything. And I have a feeling this girl thought that I was trying to use a tactic because I took a long time to get back to her. But the truth is, like, I was actually busy, you know, because I worked during the day and I just wasn't prioritizing it. But I think that was also a factor. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And it comes down to that video I made 2 or 3 years ago on the main channel titled "It's Not Your Fault." And it's where girls, you know, if they're not really feeling you all that much, they're going to search for a reason. They're going to look for a reason, a casus belli. You know, just like the United States needed a casus belli to enter the Vietnam War. So, you know, never be too hard on yourself on why an interaction failed. Like, oh, I messed up this text here. You know, oh, I fucked up this text. Nah, the truth is it's just your genetic material. That's all it really comes down to most of the time. I mean, sometimes you might have been a little too autistic. Sometimes that's the case. But if you are relatively intelligent, you know how to neurotypical max, and, you know, just being somewhat reasonable and rational, you can avoid most of those failures. And so don't beat yourself up too much when an interaction fails because it's mostly just out of your control, you know? Yeah, that's really it. Oh, another thing. Yeah, I'm sweating right now because it just
What?
finished my workout.
You're gonna what?
Okay. Cardio is so important, guys.
No, you
I
won't.
encourage you guys to do cardio.
No.
Not just for the aesthetic benefits. Like, that's not the primary reason I do it. Because sure, I love
No. No.
cardio still. You just calculate that more appropriately. Anyway, the reason I like cardio so much, it really gives me a lot of confidence.
Why?
Because you need good cardio to handle
Because.
violent situations. And so just having that in the back of your mind, knowing that you have good cardio for any unpredictable scenario will give you confidence, and that confidence will help deter actual violent scenarios from playing out. The same thing with, of course, actually training and learning how to fight and defend yourself. Knowing how to defend yourself, people can kind of read it to a degree because your willingness to fight actually will deter. But aside from that, there's just so many health benefits too. And it's so good to what you do. You know, you get you feel so accomplished afterwards. You get that runner's high towards the middle. It's like crazy endorphins. It's a drug, really. It's better than any drug because contrary to drugs where you enjoy first and think later, where then you put afterwards. I'm so into activity. I like that. I'm so I'm enjoying it. I like doing the work first and enjoying it later. That's why I'm not a big fan of drugs with alcohol. I like the idea of enjoying before the hard part. Yeah, another fucking. Might as well, yeah. It's actually so cool that people are actually interested in so many things I want to talk about in my daily life. I restrict myself because I know they won't be typical. You're not like an autistic fucking slurred, you know? But here I can kind of just be myself, and on some fringe area of the internet, some of you guys will actually relate and resonate with what I'm saying, and it's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, I like interacting with you guys. Join the Discord. But yeah, that's it for this one.
What? I am not sexy. I am professional.
登場界。それが俺たちの国だ。登場界。
ほいじゃあいよいよ兄貴組立ち上げるんじゃの。
やっちゃろうや。兄貴なら絶対にてっぺん取れますけ。
ありがとうな。けど、そういうんじゃねえんだ。俺たちみてえなヤクザも帰る場所のない連中が生きていける、そんな場所があったらいいって思わねえか。ねえだろ、そんなの。だから作るんだよ、俺たち自身で。
That right there, that's the Japan you've been dreaming of.
This is
Stranger than heaven. That street's walking on the edge of the night.
道聞きたい。Just what are we trying to want to protect? 歌を食い物にして露天掘りの帝王なんて呼ばれて、それでできた居場所ってのも欲しかったものなんでしょうか。What's your story? Just a calling for a prison. Some things never change. Yeah. Possessing of a woman's death has no one to live life. But I can't just leave it alone. If I don't solve this, my life can't ever begin.
Stranger than heaven.
Nice to know you next game.
Remember my promise.
We can always just make our home. Our home country is the only choice we have. Our only way forward is to make a place for ourselves. That settles it, Makoto. If this country won't accept us, we'll carve out our own right from underneath it. Come on, join the party. It's our homecoming after all.
So long, America! This is my home, and nothing's gonna change that.
Stranger than heaven.
Now, our radars are picking up some isolated prices start as low as $5 a month. So keep your eyes on that. And a little bit later in the week, we might start seeing some scattered, no paperwork coming up from the bayou.
Ian, you've referenced Lemonade Renters Insurance throughout your whole report, and nothing about the weather.
Have I?
Absolutely.
I guess that's true.
Hey everyone, this is Manly Vedette here, and welcome to Mold Rise, which is a horror game where your foot is infected by a growing fungus. And for whatever reason, your brain constantly tells you you must reach the roof of your apartment. You wake from a restless sleep, your left foot is itching violently. Between the fourth and fifth toe, a reddish fungal growth throbs with a faint glow. He needs treatment now. But that barely matters now. In your head, there is no space. There's only one pulse in your head, a command pulsing even stronger than your foot. Up to the roof. Up, up, up. Up. Okay, there's infection, a hunger, and a thirst meter. Is that food down there? I got a snack bar. Does it help? Sprint inventory. Okay. So I think part of it, like the goal is to go to the roof, but there is, if I'm not at home, a meta game where there is the meters. Well, this was not here yesterday. What happened? And you have to maintain the meters, so sometimes there is incentive to go down. My neighbors. Oh, the neighbor from downstairs. What was your name again? Oh, you are a doctor, correct? Yes, that's indeed correct. Yes, I am a doctor. Can I help you with something? I don't mind medical questions. This is embarrassing, but I think something's wrong with my foot. I easily grow foot fungus fast. Fast is not a symptom. Describe it properly. It itches, burns a little, the skin's gone soft. It keeps getting worse. One foot or both? Just one. The left, between the fourth and fifth toe. How did you know that? Because you are not the first. What do you mean not the first? I mean exactly that. I've seen this presentation before. Always the foot first, itching, the whitening, the damp sensation, even when the skin is dry. So you know what it is. I know what it's called by people who still want simple answers. So, foot fungus. Is it dangerous? You came early, that's good. Most are not coming to the high places. I heard no. Can you help me or not? Certainly. Here, take this lotion. Apply it 3 times a day. That's all. It may calm the skin. It will not calm the urge that is already present. You're not making any sense. I really have that problem. Patients do. Oh, and please do not visit me again. The urge. So water here? The most disgusting found in the world. Jesus fucking Christ, this thing is vile. You obviously are lost for words. How the hell did you not notice this disgusting piece of shit before? The fountain looks less like a place to drink and more like a place where water goes to die. The basin is coated in yellow brown film something. There's hair stuck to the drain. His burn looks covered in rainbows. Too much hair. The little middle mouth was pressed over like it began growing its own skin. You can smell from here. A damp sour skin that crawls straight into your nose and squats there. Still, you're thirsty. The water is running, somehow. That may be the most upsetting part. Drink from it. You drink. Instant regret. Oh, an infection went. Ah! The water tastes like rust, mildew, and old pipes. Something soft brushes your lip on the way back. You recoil, walking your mouth in disgust. Well, you're hydrated. And it's off. Okay, so.
Tide's boosted for smelly work clothes. It's cleaner, whiter, brighter, and fresher. The world can stop, but the first ever Infiniti QX65 is unstoppable.